Good morning, kaibigan! Melkea here! Get ready with me in our new Airbnb. We are on a family trip, and I decided to wake up a little earlier to do some mom care. These are some of my favorite products recently, and I will be linking them all below. I've recently been losing a lot of hair due to postpartum, and so I'm using this bamboo brush. Apparently, from the reviews, it's supposed to really stimulate the hair follicles to promote hair growth, and so this is what I've been religiously doing. My husband travels a lot, and one thing that I try to do is to tag along on as many trips as I can with the baby. The baby does travel for free, which is an amazing perk, but also I really try to create memories with our family while our baby is young, because that is one thing I was so grateful for when I was little, that my dad really prioritized was time with us. This is my favorite brush ever, so I'm gonna link it below for you, my loves. So I'm gonna use this clamp just when I'm getting ready, and I'm gonna link below all my favorite clamps recently. It's great because it's easy to remove. One thing I don't like about the normal hair ties is that it removes a lot of hair, and I don't need that right now. Beauty time, and I'm gonna be washing my face. I remember when I first had my first set of makeup, it was because my friend from church had some makeup products, and I told my mom that I want the same, and she said, "You're too young, you're only 5." And so we went to McDonald's. They had this strawberry shortcake toys back then, and it was sold out, and I was devastated, crying. I was so sad, you guys. I've always dreamt of having my own set of makeup, and so she brought me to the store and bought my very first eyeshadow, lip gloss, and some other things, and that just made my world. Like, I never forgot my very first set of makeup. So I'm plucking some of my eyebrows. I did over pluck it recently, but I'm just taking the hair at the bottom because it's just so much easier to do your eyebrows if it's clean. One thing about plucking your eyebrows is you really need a good tweezer, so I will do my best to link all these products below. Especially when you have a good tweezer, it just makes life easier and saves you time. So I am applying some of my moisturizer before I apply sunscreen and primer. It's funny because I was literally at the last drop of this sunscreen. I travel with travel-sized products just for the ease of traveling, but also sharing a carry-on with my baby. This primer by Body Shop is actually one of the best primers I've ever used. Just the consistency is so smooth and thick. Today I am going to be using NARS's Light Reflecting Foundation because it gives you that dewy, illuminating shine, especially on photos. So I've been using this foundation for about 2 years now. I find recently that by using my fingers, I'm able to use a lot more product with such little amount, because a lot of times sponge and brushes absorb a big chunk of your foundation. But to be honest, I did forget my brush, so usually after I do this with my fingers, I do blend it some more with a dry brush. And yes, I use a Ziploc bag because I couldn't find my other makeup bags. But in the convenience side of things, I can easily find my stuff because it's transparent. Duh. Look at me. Genius. So for my highlight, I use a concealer by Maybelline's Eraser, and it just gives you that lifted look. So again, normally I would use a brush to blend everything together. I did not have one in this trip. So I'm using this Rhode peptide given by my friend during my postpartum. I find that when I have really bad chapped lips, this does a trick. However, I still prefer the Lineage, if I'm saying that right, because I'm obsessed with their gummy bear flavor. It's, oh my goodness, my Filipino's coming out, my flavor. For eyeshadow, I really love to use Morphe products because together they complement each other so well, and I'm able to achieve a depth look. With an angled brush, I define my eyebrows with either dark brown or black. I find that it frames my eyes really well when I do this if I'm not using a pencil liner. This fluffy blush brush is from Japanese. I use Anastasia's Freeze Brow to create that lifted look for my eyes. Fake eyes lift! I thought that liking beauty was a high school phase until I realized it never went away. And I think it goes back to my root as being an artist. When I was little, my mom can testify, I would sit on a table for hours on end just drawing women faces, different features, making up stories about these characters, and I would just draw and draw and draw and watch the clock pass by the hour. When I was a teenager, I was always looking for that one grand big thing I was supposed to do for the rest of my life. But as the years goes by, I realize it's the little things that stick with you. And that thing for me is YouTube and other stuff too. But I thought this one little passion of mine was just a phase, and I stopped for a couple years. But it's a dream that never left my heart. So I got really excited when God gave me the green light again to just do the things that I'm passionate about. Not to think about money, not to think about what needs to be done, but it's out of the abundance of my heart to share videos and connect with people online and share a glimpse of my life. You know, this topic may seem really small, but it is huge in the grand scheme of things, because the more I mature, the more fearless I become in embracing and loving who God created me to be. The more I want to discover the treasures that He has tucked deep inside my heart and express that to bless the world around me, because a city on a hill cannot be hidden. How can you be a light by pretending to be somebody else? So just be you. Funny enough, this is actually one of my first voiceover for after many years, and I think that I really want to start a podcast because I am enjoying this so much. I also have been the eyelash girl, as my community of women around me knows. I remember living in Redding, California for school, and I would accidentally drop my eyelashes on the couch or on the ground, and in the morning I was awakened by loud screaming of a woman, and they thought they saw this giant cockroach caterpillar, and they picked it up and then you said, "It's just Malkia's eyelashes." Besides being the eyelash girl, a lot of women also compliments how I do my lips. Pardon my dry lips right now, but I extend my lips from the bottom to the top, just at the tip, to create this T-bow look. It makes your lips look bigger, as if you got this fake injections, but it does define your lips really well. And I like to use like a matte lip liner. So I'm using MAC's lipstick right now. Everything I will do my best to link below. And I just love this red rouge look. It's hair time, and today I will be using my favorite extra large satin crunchie. And I love using satin crunchies because it's a lot better than regular hair ties. Well, it complements your hair and gives you an extra poof and volume, but at the same time it doesn't rip out a lot of strands of hair, especially with a lot of hair loss that I'm going through postpartum right now, like the bald spot that you could see right there. I know it's not that obvious. So I usually will split my hair in a half updo when I do want to go out, and I found that this is what works best for me right now. And I love it. It's natural, it's cute. But on a day-to-day basis, I do like to put my hair on a braid just because it does put less strain on my scalp. And I just love celebrating that I got to get ready, especially when I have a young infant to take care of. It's a big accomplishment. So I am on my way to making some tea. Usually my sister and my husband makes my tea, but I am not a huge coffee drinker at all, but my husband is. But for example, Starbucks espresso tastes like soap to me because of the espresso they put. My mornings has to be filled with the Word of God or a devotional and worship to feel complete. One of my favorite things this morning is beating my baby and waking up. That gives us time to just chill and breathe and cuddle, which is amazing because we're not just rushing and changing diapers and feeding right away. And I love these quiet moments. This is why I tag along trips, just for moments like this. And to testify as well, after having a baby, it's been rough because it's not just the two of you anymore. But something to celebrate is that I am still even more than obsessed with my husband than the day I married him. How is that possible? Thank you to my husband who made me tea. You know, doing dishes while on vacation should be a crime. But fun fact, I didn't do dishes for many months while I was pregnant because of my smell sensitivity. And I praise God for a husband who is loving and wanting to serve his wife, and he did the dishes for me, and what a huge blessing that is. It's feeding time, my baby's awake. Also, that memory foam pillow saved my neck and back through a night of feeding, and I will do my best to find it and link it below for you guys. Being a mom is probably one of the most surreal experiences of my life, and I'm probably crying as I am doing this voiceover because it's just so special, and I just love holding and watching my baby grow, and that God has chosen me to be his mom. What a amazing miracle and gift of life that is. One day, time will pass, my babies will grow, and I'm gonna look back in simple moments and times like this, and I don't want to take one day for granted. I packed my vitamins and my collagen in these little cute containers, and I'm gonna put them in my tea to promote hair growth. I am going to be enjoying my tea before I head out. Whenever I get a still moment like this, I love to just be still and meditate on the word or the goodness of God and thank him for all that he has done. And I find that my spirit is lifted whenever I do this. Oh, hey baby, there's my husband. I think he wants to say hi. My husband is also my number one joyful distraction, and I love it. I'm not complaining. I love him. Well guys, if I haven't said it earlier, God morning, and it's gonna be a God day. Thank you so much for getting ready with me this morning, and I bless your day also to be filled with his glory and joy. God bless you. Love you, my loves.